So this Concord game, this game is fucked, dude. Like, so this guy got Smash JT got some insider information on this fucking employee that wanted everybody to call her the professor and would try to get people fired. Like, this was the environment. So Concord is basically the woke Overwatch, for those of you in the chat that don't know what it is. And it was some of the worst numbers I've ever seen. I mean, 1,000 something people played that game, right?
Yeah.
On the open beta.
Right. And mind you, the game is $50 Canadian at launch, or 40, I guess, American.
40 American,
so
yeah.
You have to pay to get in once it actually comes out, and no one's going to pay for it because it's dog shit. I played it, and it was not very good, but keep going.
One of the developers, Lisa Brown. Oh, sorry. The professor, because according to a source that knows very vital information behind the scenes at this company, I have been informed that there's some very strange things going on there, specifically when it comes to this developer, where if you don't address her as the professor, then you're going to be the one out of line. And I feel like the pronoun thing has morphed into some weird mutation where now it's not addressing people by their preferred pronouns. Now you have to call them specific things. And if you don't, you're the one that's in the wrong. And when it comes to making a game in a game studio, that creates a very hostile work environment. Ironically, exactly the type of environment that I'm hearing Firewalk Studios actually was. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down more information on Lisa Brown, a.k.a. The Professor, and why this odd person might be just the...
So this person just randomly one day was like, I want to be the professor. Never taught a class. Like, you have to be a college, I believe, right? To be a professor. PhD. You need to teach at a fucking... No, you don't. You can do it with a master's.
No. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But usually to be a professor, you need to teach at a college, right? This person has none of that. They just wanted to be called the professor.
The tip of the iceberg. Firewalk Studios is already under scrutiny for the beta release of what many, including myself, have called an impending flop with Concord. The game might be all right as far as gameplay is concerned, but unfortunately, in a crowded field of free-to-play hero shooters, it has trouble standing out. I can't locate somebody that's willing to pay $40 for a base game vanilla copy of something that is just as serviceable that you can find elsewhere with far more players for free. But this goes beyond just the pricing structure problem with Concord and dives into more details of the development team, the people working on the game over at Firewalk Studios, and why they might not have their heads screwed on tight when it comes to making logical decisions. The information that I'm going to go over in this video came anonymously from an inside source, somebody that would like to prefer to remain unnamed, because they fear retaliation from these types of people, someone who knows exactly how they operate and can't speak up for themselves because they have their own life and family to support, and if they do that, then that could be in jeopardy. These details shine a light on not just the operational failures, but the personal dynamics that are influencing the studio's output. You know, the whole get woke, go broke thing? Well, this place, Firewalk Studios, looks to be the type of place where that mind virus goes to mutate. Lisa Brown, who goes by Wordle on Twitter, and it's now protected after I called her out with these allegations, she's a developer at Firewalk and recently declared themselves as non-binary and required all coworkers.
She's also really fat. I just wanted to point that out.
It's usually like synonymous, but...
She's locked down, too. She locked her Twitter down. It's after he called her out.
To refer to her as the professor within the workplace. And the source was telling me that if people would not want to refer to her as that or didn't feel comfortable with it, then their job would be in jeopardy. Meaning that this person had their pronouns pushed to the point of calling them...
Side haircut. Like, what are the... You see this person walk in, maybe you just don't hire them. I don't... And this is like
at
the
this
same
point,
time.
Hiring people like that, it's a liability to your company.
Yeah.
If they get offended, 100%. You're cooked.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna fuck up your shit.
Something that they have not earned before. They didn't have any degrees or accomplishments to be called professor. They just decided one day when they woke up saying, I'm a professor
not even a
now,
real professor?
and people should start calling me.
No, she just wanted to be
sakes.
called the professor.
I'll call her professor if she calls me God Emperor.
Right?
No,
How
I
would
mean
they
it's
call God
nuts.
Emperor?
I know it's nuts the stuff that they come up with, because I mean that's where it always going to lead to. You know, it started with the pronouns, now it's professor. What's next?
Yeah.
But they've
Because I
infiltrated
identify
everything. These
sexually as
people,
professor.
I don't know how. It's like a DEI thing from even higher up, where they've got to actually employ these absolute retards to come in and basically destroy a company. Oh, we've never had an opportunity as a CEO before because we're too retarded for that position. But you better put somebody there in that position. Oh, you're the perfect pick for that. You're retarded. Go, CEO. Do it. Do your thing. Like they just they've infiltrated all of these companies somehow, some way, through the guilt of the employers.
Well, it's a network. Remember, one gets in, and then they bring buddies and colleagues.
That's exactly
and,
what it is.
you know, and then the Ivy League schools have all been infiltrated. So it's like that's
Well,
where they
they-
recruit
It's like,
from.
they
Look,
make
you
it
saw
so
her
high
podium.
up.
It said Carnegie Mellon. Carnegie Mellon has turned to shit. It used to be one of the most prestigious universities in the country.
Well, you know,
Like,
they keep
yeah.
they keep hiring these people. So he's going to point out, and it's a good point. This person came from Bungie, and like, how do these people
That doesn't
keep getting
surprise me.
hired? They just keep failing into new jobs or leaving jobs and getting promoted to
Yeah,
new jobs.
that makes sense because Bungie for a really long time were pushing that stuff. They seem to have dialed it back a little bit, but if you do look at Destiny 2, which I've played extensively, a lot of the characters in that game, in the more newer expansions, they all go out of their way to include a lot of gender stuff. For example, Saint 14 and Osiris are a gay couple. And fun fact, Saint 14 is a robot from the future. And they're just together because, you know, why not? And there's a lot of characters that are like that throughout Destiny. So it doesn't really surprise me that she came from there. Plus, Bungie back in the day, at least past few years, they've been pushing a lot of diversity stuff. You know, like, this is our Latinx group. This is our people of color group. This is a people of color day, yada, 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 that kind of stuff. So it's not very surprising.
Well, Flash, you asked how these people get these positions. It's the same way that Leslie Headland got to be able to make the Acolyte. She begged for the job and she had the right politics.
And she had a
she's
tongue.
gay, and she's retarded. Perfect.
I think she knew where all the skeletons were buried, obviously, with Weinstein. But
Oh yeah,
But like
sure.
that's all they need to do is maybe have dirt on someone and have the right politics. Like I said, it's and they just get in. They get the job. Please, Queen Kathleen Kennedy. Please, whoever, let me do this. Let me destroy your franchise. Let me destroy your game. Let me destroy this. Let me destroy that. That's all they do is they come in and they just destroy. It's like a cancer.
Yep, it's true.
Let's keep going.
Me that. Here's where it gets crazy.
This is what I used for my thumbnail when I did this fiction picture in there.
This change, according to the source, had led to a company-wide enforcement on adjustments in addressing and
Look at that fupa.
interactions, meaning that people were required to address people how they demanded to be spoken to. And meetings from this Lisa Brown developer, when they had these scrums together at the office, would be titled really weird things like Meeting with the Professor or Teaching Learning with the Professor, which, as the source had reported to me,
Oh my
were
God.
not well received by the staff there. Universally, like many of the people at Firewalk Studios felt uncomfortable around this person, but also felt like they'd be retaliated against if they tried to speak up and say anything.
Now that sounds pretty familiar.
Mhm.
It sounds very familiar.
And if my boss said to me, "You've got to call me professor," I'd just tell him to fuck off.
I'll
Like,
probably
are you
quit.
serious?
Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Are you serious?
No, if
Yeah.
they're gonna make everybody refer to you whatever you want to be called as, it's like you said, like make them call you God Emperor, make them call you Mr. Sir, like just rub it in their
Yeah.
fucking face.
yeah, but what happens when they start the names that they want to be called start inferring credentials, and they actually go someplace and they're like, "I am a professor," or "I'm a doctor"? You know, I mean,
This is the dangerous part.
Could you imagine?
That's an
Once-
episode of Frasier.
Once you give into crazy, it just gets worse and worse. The more you give them, the more inches they give, the more miles they will take, and eventually it'll just
think
get
about
worse
that.
and worse and worse.
Well,
think
this is
about
the plot of an
Sorry.
episode of Frasier, like, and it's actually like a diversity episode because Frasier has to have that one lady, Dr. Mary, who's
It's
obviously
true.
not a doctor. She's just a temp, and then she
Oh,
just goes
yeah.
with it. It's a
Yeah, I
great
remember that.
episode, but
Yeah.
he's like, he's afraid to say
Is
anything.
that from
to
the
her.
new season?
No, it came out. I
Oh.
think it's season 5 or 6.
oh
That's an
wow,
older
I haven't
one.
seen that one.
There was something like that in the new. Actually, I liked that new season that came out. I thought
It
some of it
wasn't
was
bad.
pretty
I
funny.
haven't
Yeah,
finished it, but you should go back and watch it. So,
it's been a
he-
long time since I've watched old Frasier.
well, he's afraid to say anything to her because she's black, and he doesn't want to, feel like he's oppressing her. And then he just tells her finally at the end, like, you're kind of ruining my shtick, and then she gets a better job.
Kelsey
and she does
Grammer's
eventually become a doctor, but it's a good episode. It's wholesome, but
Kelsey
It-
Grammer's based.
Oh yeah.
he is.
He came out and was like, "Fuck these people. I don't like Trump."
Didn't he endorse Trump? Am I wrong?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay.
He's like the only person that doesn't get. He must be really nice to people because he doesn't get canceled for where he stands politically. He's like one
Yeah.
of the few.
Not like John Voight or James Woods or
Gina Carano.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because she was really nice too. So I don't get it.
I think
Because
she
the
just rubbed.
overwhelming
Sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I just think she rubbed, not she did, people at Disney didn't like her, so they, threw up a stink. That was pretty much it. That's
I
The
don't
mob,
think because
architecture
when
of
Gina
the-
did it.
the mob got
Sorry.
Gina.
Yeah, when Gina did it, it was like extra time to get canceled because it was during the whole pandemic and all that. So it didn't help, to put it lightly. But keep going.
company, especially when it comes to HR, was very left-leaning, meaning that it was very sympathetic to pronoun bias and how people are addressed and exactly how you need to report to people. And if you don't give them that respect, then you're the person in the wrong. And those of you who've been watching the channel for a while might remember I made a video talking about how this dude named Nick, who's a developer on Halo, talked about how he didn't feel comfortable designing guns for Halo, but could justify it because they're
Oh my God.
space,
They're space
fantasy
guns.
They're not
Oh,
real
you're
life, so he could
kidding
work
me.
on the guns and make the guns for the game because they
Did he
weren't
really
real life.
say that?
And
Yeah.
that was crazy enough.
That
Yeah,
is
he really
so
did.
dumb.
Yeah.
Dang.
me.
Yeah, he really did.
Oh, they get offended
That's
by a
funny.
video game gun, designing guns. I'm able to get away with it. I'm able to justify it in my head because it's spacey guns.
Why
Did-
would you take
Fucking-
that job? Like, if it bothers you that much,
What?
why the fuck are you doing that
I
job?
know.
It's fair.
Because they want to change it, they want to change it. They don't want people, they want everyone to become like them. Look, I think when you have people who are broken on such a fundamental level, they're kind of like a broken toy. They want to break the entire world in order to feel normal.